Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are going to do direct and indirect speech, which are also known as narrations. And today we are in the phase 1. We are going to do the declarative sentences, which are the simple statement how you're going to change that into an indirect speech. So let's start. Here we go. Now here we have narrations. Now what are narrations? First we are going to look at the direct and the indirect speech. The direct speech is basically the exact wordings of a person, and these are written in the speech between the speech marks. So these are also known as speech marks as well as inverted commas. Whereas the indirect speech is written in when it is not the direct wordings of a person, and you can change it according to the tense. So there are main 5 points which are very important, and they are to be remembered in order to understand what are narrations, or what are those 5 points that you are supposed to change from a direct speech into an indirect one. So here we have the first point is that you're going to remove the inverted commas. Okay, when you are changing from the direct to indirect speech, the first thing that you're supposed to do is to remove the speech marks. After that, you're going to use the addition of that, and after that the third point will be that the change of pronoun. We are going to have a change in the pronoun, we are going to have the change of tense, and we are going to have the change of an adverb. So these are the point. Now the point number 5 is not compulsory that you can have to have this point number 5, change of adverb, in all the sentences. It's not compulsory, whereas the rest of the points, the first 4 points, are important points, and they are in almost in every direct speech that you are supposed to change into an indirect speech one. Okay, now what is these 5 points I have told you? These are the main important points. Now you have to understand what is a reporting speech and what is a reported speech. This is a very important point, and when you understand this, it will automatically if you understand it, definitely you're going to understand the whole concept of narrations. So here we have this point. If you look at this sentence over here in front of you, there is this sentence can be written as this. For example, he said. Now what is the verb over here? You're going to look at the verb. In which tense do you have the verb? Is it in the first form? Is it the first form, or is it the second form? If it's in the first form, the rules will be different. But the main point is that if it is in the second form, that is, for example, I've written over here said, so it means you are gonna have a lot of changes in it. What are those changes about? How are you going to change, bring the changes in, and where are you supposed to bring the changes? First of all, you have to understand 2 things. One is that there is a reporting speech. Now this portion is known as a reporting speech. Why? Because this is reporting something. Okay, somebody is reporting something, and the other one is your report speech. It means what the person has reported must be written over here. So if your verb is in the past tense, then there are going to be a lot of changes, and a lot of changes where in the reported speech. Why? Because all the changes comes over here. You have to look at the tense first, and according to the tense you are going to change the sentence. Okay, you're going to change it into an indirect speech. Now look closely over here. We have the first thing that we have is the present indefinite tense. If you have the verb in the past tense, then if in over here in the reported speech, if you have a present indefinite tense, you are going to change that present indefinite tense into what? You're going to change it into past indefinite tense. Okay, or again, if you have the subject in he said reporting speech in the past tense, then what is going to happen? You're going to change the present continuous tense in the reported speech over here into what? Into past continuous tense. Is it clear? Now after that, if it is again your verb is in the past tense, so what are you going to do? You're going to change the present perfect tense into past perfect. Okay, and last but not the least, if you have over here at this portion, you have this reported speech in past indefinite tense. Okay, because we have done present indefinite to past indefinite, but over here if you have it in the past indefinite tense, then what you are going to do, you are going to change it into past perfect tense. Okay, so this is the main important thing, and all these changes happens when your reporting speech is in the past tense, when over here the verb is in the second form. So then all these changes occurs. Okay, so this is the very important point that you are supposed to understand, and only then you can change a direct speech into an indirect speech. Now, before going further, I want to share with you this change of pronoun, that how you are gonna change the pronouns if you are turning from the direct speech to an indirect speech. So over here I have this table, and if you look closely, you're going to understand that I can change into he, she, my can change into his and her, mine with his or her. You can change into a lot of different pronouns as I, he. You are going to look at it according to a subject, and then you're going to change it. Okay, we will change into they, are into their, ours into theirs, and this into that. Okay. Now here we have the change of adverbs and how you're going to change the adverbs. I told you that adverbs are not always present in the direct speech. Maybe it is omitted over there, so you don't need to then bother about it. But if it's present, then how you're going to change it is quite simple. If you have here is written, you're going to change it into there. Now will change into then, today will change into that day, tomorrow will change into the next day or the following day. So you have two options. Then you are gonna, yesterday will be changed into the day before, ago will change into before, last night will be changed into the night before, and last week a week before, and this year will change into that year. If you do not make these changes, then definitely you're going to lose marks for it. So now, as you can see over here, all these tenses I've written it and I have changed the sentences accordingly so that you understand what I was talking about. So the first thing was that present indefinite tense, and over here in the present indefinite tense we have the sentence that the teacher said. Now over here the verb is in the past tense, and he performs on the stage. So this tense is basically in the present indefinite tense, and now it has been changed. So what are the 5 things that we have used over here? We have, the first point was that no punctuation, so we have removed the punctuation. The second point was that addition of that, we have added that. Now the change of pronoun he, as he is already in the third person and the teacher is talking about the third person, so we have the he will remain over here as same. And after that, and the verb performs is changed into perform, the past indefinite tense, and on the stage. So we have 4 changes on over here. We do not have the 5th change, and that 5th change is the change of adverb. Now in the continuous tense, automatically what is going to happen, you're going to change I am singing a song now into past continuous tense, and it will, all the 5 changes will come over here because we have over here now. So this now is the adverb, and this will also be changed. So we have, she said that she was singing a song then. So we have the 5 changes over here. We have no punctuations, we have added that, we have changed the pronoun, we also have changed the adverbs. So we have these 5 changes over here. In the same way, if you look at the present perfect tense, it will change into past perfect over here, and I have closed the door will change into he said that he had closed the door. In the same way, the last one that is important because this is a past indefinite tense over here. Salman said Ali booked. Now booked is your past indefinite tense. Second form of the verb has been used. And how they have changed it? Salman said that Ali had booked the ticket. How do you know that you have how have you changed it? You have changed it into past perfect, and the speciality of past perfect is that you're going to use had plus third form of the verb. So in this way you can change all these sentences. Okay, now there is one more important point that I want to tell over here. Okay, all these points changes have been made due to this, that said has been used. So the set is the second form of the verb, and if the reporting speech is in the past tense, automatically all the changes comes over here. Now we have the next step is that you're gonna have to note something, and that is whenever set to is used in a sentence, then you are going to do what? You are going to change it into told. It will be changed into told me. So tense, this note is very important over here, and after that, okay, set to will change. It will be changed into told me. Then the next thing is that the tense of the reporting speech doesn't change when we talk about the universal truth. This is another important point. When you're talking about universal truth, then you're not going to change the the reporting speech. Why? Because if something is universally true, you can't change it. You can't change the realities over here. So the teacher said the earth is round. The teacher said that the earth is round. Then point number 3 again is a very important point, and this point means what? It is basically when the reporting verb. Now this is a very important point, that when the reporting verb is in the present tense or in the future tense. Okay, so the speech will reported speech the tense in the reporting speech will remain the same. Okay, the reported speech will remain the same. Now what does that mean? It means when you have the verb over here in the present tense or in the future tense. I repeat, when you have the verb in the present tense or in the future tense, then the reported speech will be in the same tense. You will not changes. All those changes that I told you above was only for when the verb was in the past tense. Okay, so this is a very important point. You should know. Mom cooks your favorite dish. It will be changed into that. Mom cooks your favorite dish, and it will remain the same. There will be no changes in it. So these are the simple rules for the narrations, and I hope that you have enjoyed it and understood it. I have tried to make all these points quite clear to you, and in the next phase I'm going to tell you how to change the narrations in which you have a questioning statement. Okay, so inshallah we will meet again. Allah Hafiz.